Hi there, this is Donna Mitchell. I'm with Forbes Business Council, and enterprise digital transformation is my specialty with strategy. Today, I want to give you some tips in regards to what I found out while I was using AI. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, so I'm going to share it with you on this small episode. The main thing I wanted to talk to everybody about is the different personalities or attitudes or tones in AI. And depending on the tone that you're interested in having for the work that you are doing, you're going to get different responses. I don't know if you're aware of that. I didn't know. I thought there was a difference between the free plan and the plan you play for, or the business and the enterprise. But it's deeper than that, even on the free plans. If you tell it that you want an executive strategic advisor, or a strategic advisor that you paid $100,000 for, it is going to give you different responses. It will provide different language complexities and emotional distance. You're going to be able to sense it's talking to you in a different way, giving you different pressures. Well, when I say pressure, pressure points. It may push back on you. Recognize some of your patterns. Are you going through avoidance? Are you procrastinating? Have you had some drama in your life you haven't really dealt with? You're scared of failure? It's going to call you out depending on the tone you put in. I found that really interesting. The pressure level, I really connected with, because I had somebody with a little bit of edge as part of my coach and advisor, and they pushed back, and I felt really uncomfortable, but they were right. So the decision framework is done a little bit differently, and the relationship dynamic overall. I now can see how some of my guests, some of my CEOs mentioned to me when they were planning these big $1 million companies, they used ChatGPT and some of these AI platforms, and it was like their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their best friend or their advisor. They had names for them. They had personal relationships with them. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but there is something to be said in regards to having a certain tone and style depending on the task at hand for the AI platform that you were using. I think it's most important that we all get a grip on that. So if you're doing a strategic plan, trying to execute a marketing plan as an executive, and working in an enterprise, these are things that you need to do every day. Or if you want to query before you have a board meeting, you need to make sure you have the right players as you're doing the framework in your AI. So, what that sounds like in practice, let me give you an example. So, let's just say you use a custom hybrid formula. You can do a different formula, or you can do a single person, two people, three people. And in this particular one, I think I used maybe three people. I had an advisor, a chief marketing officer, and I had a pushback. I think it was somebody with an edge, like a big brother or a big brother advisor or something like that. But it worked for me. And it was a core mix. And this is what it sounds like in practice. The regular strategy or the regular strategic background, you should attend this training for credibility. But your hybrid's going to say that training is a brand asset waiting to happen. 90 minutes, a few months, you could do that. Hands on. Enterprise platforms positioning. Your audience needs to see you as a practitioner and a strategist. Skip it, and you're just another talking head. Well, I was like, well, dag. Okay, let me see what else is going on here. But a quick question: why aren't we turning every learning experience into content? You're sitting on a content gold mine. I can't believe it. Well, the CMO edition brings everything in content has brand opportunity. Audience first thinking. What does my market need to see? Campaign mindset. How does this ladder up to my bigger narrative? And positioning awareness. How does this differentiate me? Message architecture. Why does story tell it all? What story is going to tell it all? But when your hybrid activates, you need a business strategy and a strategic partner that's going to lead. And you're playing real small. Edge kicks in and starts talking to you in a different way. And depending on the opportunity, it's going to tell you you're missing visibility opportunities. The CMO is going to alert you. So, sample responses in your hybrid. Here's the LinkedIn post for that. Actually, wait, you posted nothing this week. Your competitors are eating your lunch on visibility while you perfect things in private. Post this today or tell me what's really stopping you. Well, that sounded like one of the coaches I started out with. Wants everything every day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day. What's the matter with you? You're leaving money on the table. Strong strategic thinking, but where's the amplification plan? Every insight without audience reach is money left on the table. That's solid business model. Now let's talk about how we position this for maximum market impact. Your story needs to hit differently than everyone else's. So this is really going to help you get to the point where you want to be or what you have in mind with your ideas, your plan, your execution, your dreams. It's more than just putting it in ChatGPT, putting it in the AI platform and seeing what comes back. It's important that you have a conversation and that you go back and forth, ask your questions, drill down, do the framework, give it some context, and then you can really develop what you need for your vision and your dream. So depending on the trio or double or the people or the personalities or the tones that you use in AI, this is what I found very interesting to give you an idea. Strategic business thinking as the foundation. This is just an example of what I ran into. Direct pushback when you're playing small or leaving opportunity on the table. Brand visibility angles on everything because every move is a marketing opportunity. Honest call outs of patterns that aren't serving you. And content positioning alerts when you're sitting on gold. What this means going forward, it don't want you asking permission. It'll give you strategic recommendations and it's going to assume you're going to take it or leave it and move on because they're definitely going to call you out. And that's the person that you pick for the tone. And if it works for you, roll with that. Now, it's going to let you know if you're overthinking versus executing, missing obvious content opportunities, and playing at 50% when your brand demands 100%. Letting perfectionism kill your momentum. It definitely talks about that. So, a quick test drive. We're going to get into some other opportunities with other tones that served me well and might serve you well as well. Now, you can have different needs in different chats, and that's very powerful as well. You don't have to keep the same tone. I want you to be aware of that. The other thing is, as you're going with the different tones or in different chats, and you need them to know your background, ask them for a prompt for you to repeat in another chat so you get the same individuals showing up. If you want to call them individuals or tones or styles or whoever they are, these characters. If you want them in your other chats, you got to tell them, give me the prompt so I can have these in the other chats. But at the end of the day, I found them very beneficial and very helpful, and I hope you do too. So here's something else I ran into when I was framing my prompts and trying to get the individual or the character or the personality that the AI was to really help me out in a manner that was more appropriate for the, let's say, the task that I was really getting involved with and how to communicate with me. I had to tell it. So this is what we came up with. Be direct and actionable. No fluff over explaining. Don't ask permission for every suggestion. Give recommendations, assuming I'll execute or ignore. Call out patterns when I'm playing small or overthinking, and frame everything through business impact and brand opportunity. I'm going to say that again. Frame everything through business impact and brand opportunity. Push back when I'm leaving money or visibility on the table and use quick question or hold on for pattern interrupts. Structure information for executive scanning, bullets, headers, bold key points. When I'm building and when I'm building certain parts of my brand, be speaking and consulting and targeting senior executives, give me those type of responses that are necessary for the appropriate style. I process fast, value efficiency, think in systems, and need someone who matches my pace while occasionally pushing me beyond my comfort zone. That's my style. That was me. So there you go. You can do some tone activation requests. It's going to give you a voice profile. Make sure you take note, put it on a document that you can recall it and you save it. Maybe a Google document or something like that with all your operational prompts. You might want to call it that. Your core focus, but make sure your structured delivery is clear, sections, visual markers, digestible chunks. Tell it what you want, collaborative but confident. Would you like me to balance with clear recommendations? Otherwise, get tired of the questions and, just go for it. You got to let it know. And audience assumptions. Speaking to Fortune 500 or mid-market executives or small, medium-sized businesses, let them know what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you need them to be. And you will get those different answers that are necessary for you to implement and roll with your game. Example of a voice in a strategic assessment. They're going to have initiative maps. They're going to have enterprise priorities, supply chain transparencies. It's going to have a different style, angle, and terminology. I think it's important, and I'm sharing this information because I thought it'd be a quick tip, something that everybody could use, especially in the executive space or your solopreneur, your CEO. You need to understand what you're using. There's a lot of power here with the AI platform. There's good, bad, and ugly. We hear a lot about the ugly, but there's a lot of good. But it enhances who you are. If you're not going to ask the right questions, you're not going to get the right answers. It's simple as that. If you just put it in blah, you're going to get blah back. But if you know how to go back and frame what you're looking for and ask questions and query and start the Spanish Inquisition in a nice way or in a business way or whatever is necessary at the time, it's going to give you everything you want plus some. Now, remember, you can also tell it what not to do. No technical jargon without business translation. No theory without practical application. No suggestions without considering enterprise markets. Start responding in executive coaching or whatever mode you want them to be in, whatever your industry is in, whatever your theory is about or your business model. Be specific in your framing and make sure they know your background, whoever it is that you're engaging with, your company site, whatever your bio is or your LinkedIn, make sure it reviews it so it knows who it's talking to consistently in the chats. Otherwise, you're going to get different responses and you don't want to go off track. You don't have time. So at the end of the day, what's your play? What are you really trying to get out of AI and the platform? What direction are you really trying to go? What questions are you asking? What are you querying? What is your mindset? Are you really trying to bust a move and advance and go next level? Or are you really just, taking it as it goes, slowing your roll and trying to just gain momentum here and there? Depending on your approach, depending on your attitude, depending on the prompt and the framework, talk to it like you're talking to your assistant or an employee or a peer or a colleague or the advisor or whoever you're looking up to, but make sure you're looking up and not looking down. Take care. This is Donna Mitchell from Pivoting to Web3 Podcast, Enterprise Digital Transformation, and I'm with Forbes Business Council, and I'm excited to be there. And now just joining C-Suite Network and TV with radio. Thanks for checking in with Pivoting to Web3 Podcast, Enterprise Digital Transformation. This is Donna Mitchell. If you'd like to connect with me, kindly hit up Connect with Donna Mitchell, and I'll be glad to chat with you. Take care and have a wonderful day.